All right. Well, today we're doing something a little different, which is we're talking with Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Britton.
Today's topic is things that we hear employers tell injured workers, which to them, they may think, oh, it's not a big deal, depending on the situation, but to us, is a big red flag. And basically, it means something weird is going on. The employer is not taking their legal obligations under work injuries in Colorado law seriously. So, Tammy, what's one of the things that you've come across lately where injured workers say, "Well, I reported it to my employer, but they said."
They go to their supervisor and say, I've fallen down or something has happened to me, and the supervisor says, don't report this. We could lose our bonuses. I could lose my bonuses. We get safety bonuses, and we could lose our bonuses.
Or we could lose the contract. The company will lose its contract. Or
Correct. So that could cause a problem. So don't report this. Also, you could been told you could lose your job if you report this, and you do all this stuff through the insurance company and stuff. You could lose your job. They could find a way to fire you. So it's intimidation, and on the employer's part to try to get the injured worker not to report the injury through the insurance carrier.
what I tell a lot of clients is if it's a small cut, if it's something made, but bottom line is I'm very sympathetic to employees saying, okay, well, I don't really want to lose my job over this. I just want care. Let me just handle it on my own, particularly if it's a well-paying job like some of the oil field work here in Colorado. I get it and I understand it. The problem that you run into is that your doctor, your personal doctor, is not going to treat you if you say it's a work-related injury. And so then what happens is you go to your own doctor, they say, well, where did this happen? And you just say, well, you don't say anything about work, or worse, you say it happened at home. And then all of a sudden, this little minor thing that you thought was minor and would go away, it becomes big. And now they're starting to talk surgery. And now they're starting to talk lost time and everything. And then you're like, well, now I really have to report it under work comp. Well, guess what? You just created a mountain of evidence showing it wasn't work related.
And then you get writing at the doctor's office now that you said it happened someplace else.
And then you get to answer the question you never want to be asked. Well, were you lying then, or are you lying now? And why should we not believe you then, but now we should believe you now because you're not lying, even though you were lying in the past? So
it creates a whole web of lies and a web of deceit that the insurance carrier can jump on.
So I always tell clients, what's more important, your job or your body? Because I've had lots of jobs, in my life, but I've only had one body. Sorry. And so if it's a choice between my body or the job, it's okay. Quickly, what's number two?
The employer tells you, don't have to report it. Just go to the clinic down the street, bring us the bill. We'll take care of the bills.
And that always works until the bills get to be a certain amount, typically over $1,000. All of a sudden, the employer's generosity is not very good.
Surgery is brought up, and then it stops. And then the script gets flipped. And all of a sudden, they're saying, we didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, we were just doing this. This is a off-the-job injury, et cetera. So huge red flag if your employer just says, oh, yeah, go to your own doctor, bring us the bills, we'll pay for it. Huge flag, you're getting set up for disappointment.
Right.
Number three, you report the injury and your supervisor tells you, oh, well, don't you see that sign over there? It says you have to give us written notice of your injury within 4 days, and you didn't do it, and it's too late. And what do we say to that?
It's never too late.
Right.
You always report your injury, and it doesn't matter if 4 days passed, you still report the injury. So if they tell you that it's not true, don't believe it. Just, you need to go ahead and file your claim. And if they tell you that, just say, I want to file my claim anyway.
Correct. Number four is you keep reporting it, but they keep putting you off. They keep saying, well, we're trying to get the information. We're waiting to get the information. I put a call in. I don't know. How long should you wait before you know that there's a red flag?
About 48 business hours. So if you report it on a Thursday, or you get hurt sometime during the week, and you go to the human resources supervisor and say, I got hurt, and you go ahead and go to the clinic, and you haven't heard from the insurance carrier or your employer saying, you know, here's where you need to go for work comp if you went to an urgent care or something of that nature, or an emergency room, they should be getting back to you within the next couple of days with a list of providers, a list of at least 4 providers in most cases. Sometimes in the rural areas, it gets down to 2, but they should still give you an option of having more than one option of where to go, so that you can make a choice of where you want to go to be seen, and whether it be closest to your house or something of that nature, whatever works best for you. But you should be contacted by the insurance carrier or the employer, either one, within the first 48 business hours.
And being told where to go.
Correct. And given that list, and it is a list. Like I said, if they tell you you have to go to this specific clinic, that's not necessarily true. And that's another video, but that's not necessarily.
Yeah, that's another video. So in general, we really recommend, if you report the injury, report it in such a way that they can't deny you complained of a work injury. It's not good enough to go, oh, my back really hurts. You've got to say, oh, my back really hurts because I was lifting those boxes. You've got to make sure that you report it as a work-related injury in such a way that they can't deny it. That means you can do it by text message, emails, videos, written facts or something, so that they can't do it. And if you properly report it, if it's an urgency or emergency, they should send you to urgent care or emergency room. And then they should, as Tammy was saying, they should within about 48 hours give you a list of doctors to choose from who will be your main doctor. So as you can tell, work injuries can be very complicated, but here at Kaplan Morrell, that's what we do. We help you. If you know somebody who's been injured on the job in Colorado, please have them call us at 970-356-9898. We would be happy to give them a free consultation. And with that, have a wonderful weekend.
Guys, bye.